evāyaṁ mayā tidya yoga bhakta purātanaḥ bhakto me sakhā ceti rahasyaṁ uttamam. Last day we are discussing about the process of understanding Bhagavad Gita. This is to receive the knowledge in disciplic succession, bona fide disciplic succession. It is not a thing. Any knowledge, even material knowledge, if it is not received in bona fide disciplic succession, that knowledge is not perfect. Suppose, if you want to be a lawyer, or if you want to be an engineer, or a medical practitioner, you have to receive the knowledge from the authoritative lawyer, authoritative engineer. Of course, I do not know what is the custom here. In India, the custom is that a new lawyer, he has to become an apprentice of an experienced lawyer before he is given the license to practice. That is the Indian system. So any knowledge, unless we receive it through the authoritative sources, it is not perfect. It is not perfect. There are two kinds of processes of acquiring knowledge. One process is deductive and the other process is inductive. Those who are students of logic, you know that there are two processes, deductive knowledge and inductive knowledge. Deductive knowledge is considered to be more perfect. And what is that? Just like man is mortal. This is a truth, accepted. How man is mortal, nobody is going to enter into discussion. It is accepted that man is mortal. Now, Mr. Johnson is a man, so he is mortal. This is the deductive conclusion. Because man is mortal and Johnson is a man, therefore he is mortal. And this is the process of deductive knowledge. Now, how this man is mortal, this truth is established. The other party, those who are inductive, follower of inductive process, they want to see actually by experiment and observation how man is mortal. They want to study. This man dies, that man dies, that man dies, that man dies. Therefore, they make a general conclusion, well, all men are mortal. Now, in the inductive process, you have got some defects. What is that? Now, your experience is limited. Suppose if you have not seen a man who is not mortal, there may be, because you are going on with your personal experience, but your personal experience is always imperfect. That we have already discussed. Because we have got our senses with limited power, and there are so many defects in our conditioned state. Therefore, inductive process is not always perfect. The deductive process from the authority, the knowledge received, is always perfect. So Vedic process is deductive process. Vedic process is deductive process. You will find so many verses in the Bhagavad-gītā which may appear to be dogmatic. The Lord says that matta paratara nannat kinchidasti dhananjaya. My dear Arjuna, there is nobody else greater than me. There is no greater authority than me, Krishna says. Now apparently it appears very dogmatic. Suppose if I say before you that there is nobody greater than me, he'll think, Swamiji is very proud. Yes, if a man like me, who is conditioned by so many, restrictions, if I say that I am the greatest of all, that is a blasphemy. I cannot say that. But Krishna can say, because the history of life from Krishna, we can understand that actually he was the greatest personality, at least during his time. It was the greatest personality in every field of activities. Now, knowledge received from the greatest personality, greatest authority, according to Vedic system, that is accepted as perfect. There are three kinds of proofs. According to Vedic system, they accept three kinds. For establishing truth, they take three kinds of truth. Proktaḥ, anumān, oitījya. In logic also, these three kinds of proofs are accepted. What is that? Now, direct perception. You are seeing, I am sitting here. That is direct knowledge. I am seeing that you are sitting here. That is direct knowledge. Proktaḥ. Anumān. Anumān means that's like the children are playing there. We are hearing their sound. So we can conjecture that there are some children. We don't see the children, but we can conjecture, we can think, we can imagine that there are some children who are playing there. This is called anumān. Proktaḥ, anumān, and oitījya, or sabda pramān. Sabda pramān means to take the truth from the highest authority. That is called sabda pramān. Just like man is mortal. Now this man is mortal, and nobody knows where from this sound has come first, who has experienced that man is mortal. But we are accepting this. We are accepting this. By tradition, we know man is mortal. Like if somebody says, who found this truth first? Who discovered that man is mortal? That is very difficult to say, but it is coming down. The knowledge is coming down. Man is mortal, and we accept everything. There are so many examples. So out of these three, the Vedic knowledge, they say that this etad, or the knowledge received from the authority, is the most perfect. Neither imagination or hypothesis, nor direct. Direct perception is always imperfect, especially in the conditioned stage of life. Just like direct perception. With our eyes, we see this sun just like a disk, not more than your plate on which you take your meals. But from authority, etad, we understand the sun is so many millions times greater than this earth. So which of them is right? By seeing your direct perception, sun just like a disk, is it right? Or you take it from authority, the sun is such and such times bigger than the earth. Which one of them will accept? But we are not going to prove it, that the sun is so great. You do not know. You accept from some scientist, from some astronomer, from some authority, that sun is so great. But you have no capacity to see yourself whether this sun is so great or not. Therefore, the knowledge received from authority, actually we are accustomed and we are accepting this type of knowledge in every field of our activity. Now what is this newspaper? From newspaper, you understand that in China, such and such things have taken place. In India, such and such things have taken place. Or from radio message, you understand that such and such things have taken place. But you are not experiencing them directly, whether such and such things have actually taken place. But you accept the authority of the newspaper. You accept the authority of newspaper and you believe it, that in China such and such things have taken place, and in India such and things have taken place, which is far beyond the range of your direct perception. So similarly, There are many instances. We have to believe the authority, to take knowledge. And the more the authority is perfect, your knowledge is perfect. The more the authority is perfect, your knowledge is perfect. Direct perception, in all cases, is it not possible to receive direct perception of everything. Take, for example, ask them not to make noise.
Yeah, the man's chasing the kids
Get
now.
behind this tree. Ask them.
Yeah, that's what the man's chasing right now.
They're making noise.
Yeah, that's what he's chasing now.
Now, there is one very good example. Now, if somebody wants to know who is my father, and how he can know, there is no possibility of direct perception to know the father. It is not possible. Then, who is the authority? The mother is the authority. When the mother says, my dear son, here is your father, we have to accept it. If you say, no, I don't believe you, mother, then you have no other source of knowledge. Who is your father? You have no other alternative. Except if the authority of your mother, you cannot know who is your father. Because he was your father before your birth. So how you can have direct perception? It is not possible. So many things there are. The direct perception is not possible. Therefore, in the Vedic process of knowledge, the authority has been accepted as the perfect source of knowledge. Now here is Krishna, the direct, I am to say, highest authority. Matta paratara nannat asti kinchid asti dhananjaya. The Lord says that there is no other superior personality than me. And it has been accepted by great scholars. Otherwise, why Dr. Radhakrishna would take so much trouble for commenting or reading Bhagavad-gītā? Why? And there are so many foreign scholars also in America, in England, in France, in Japan, all them. Why? Because it is an authority. Therefore, we have to accept. We accept. If we do not accept Krishna, the supreme authority, and do not take his words as they are, then we cannot derive any benefit. It is not dogmatic. It is actually fact. It is not dogmatic. If you study scrutinizingly what Krishna says, you will find it is right. You will find it, and if you take, if you follow, can I not ask?
Yeah, agree.
If we take it, accept it, it is, as Krishna says, then actually we shall be benefited. And great stalwart scholars, just like Ramanujarya, Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya in India, they have accepted Krishna as the supreme authority. Even Shankaracharya, who has got a different opinion from the personality of Godhead. Because we the Vaishnavas, we accept the personal Godhead. But there are other philosophers who do not accept the personal feature of the supreme absolute truth. Shankaracharya was the head of this impersonal school. Still, he has admitted in his commentation of Bhagavad-gītā that Sa Krishna Sang Bhagavan. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He is the Supreme Lord. So Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and it is accepted. Now Sri Krishna said that this Bhagavad-gītā, this science of Bhagavad-gītā, was first spoken by me to the sun god. So whatever I am speaking to you, Arjuna, it is not a new thing. Vedic knowledge, whatever Vedic knowledge you know, It is nothing like some discovery of knowledge. No. Everything is old, revealed knowledge. Everything is old, revealed knowledge. Going on, just like history repeats itself. This is summer season. It is no newcomer. The summer season comes, in your life. The summer season came last year, and again it has now. And we can foretell also that in the month of December there will be winter season. It is not foretelling. It is going on like that, circle. So everything is rotating. History is repeating. So knowledge, whatever knowledge is there, that is not a new thing. It is all old. So Krishna says, sa evāyaṁ te adya yoga proktaḥ purātanaḥ. Purātanaḥ means the old. Purātanaḥ. I am speaking to you this yoga system, this Krishna consciousness. This Bhagavad-gītā yoga system is Krishna consciousness. All has to be in Krishna consciousness. This yoga is. So he says, sa evāyaṁ. I am speaking to you that oldest knowledge of Bhagavad Yoga, Bhagavad-gītā. I am not speaking to you something new. Now you can understand that Bhagavad-gītā was first spoken to the sun god, and we have calculated to that Krishna speaking to sun god, if not accepting. It comes to some 40 millions of years before it was spoken. Well, you have to believe it. The 40 millions of years before it was spoken first, and we do not know how many millions of years it was spoken again before that also, because history is repeating. And we do not know. Our fund of knowledge is very poor. We cannot present history of this present world more than 3,000 years. But in the Vedic scripture we find history millions of years. That is the beauty of Vedic Gita. So because we cannot find out in the modern days more than 3,000 years of chronological history, that does not mean that there was no history before, there was no historical incidences. No, that we should not conclude in that way. But Krishna says that I am speaking to you, sa evāyaṁ mayā tedya. What I am speaking to you now, today, it is not new. It was spoken long before. It is that oldest system of yoga I am speaking to you. Bhaktosi. And why I am speaking to you? This is the point to be noted. That bhaktosi. This Bhagavad-gītā yoga is to be understood by a person who is a bhakta, who is a devotee of Krishna. Nobody can understand it. Bhaktosi may sakhā ceti rahasyaṁ, because there is a mystery of Krishna consciousness, which is impossible to be adopted by a person who is not a devotee. That is the qualification. To understand, to become Krishna consciousness, it is rather a difficult job. Because one is a devotee of Lord Krishna, it will be a difficult problem. This very word, it suggests bhaktosi, that one's qualification must be that is a devotee of Krishna, so that he can understand Bhagavad-gītā. Now, the Arjuna says that, now people, why Arjuna? Anyone can say, well, Krishna is a historical personality of Mahabharata. How it is possible that he spoke to sun god 40 millions of years before? Oh, this is something wonderful. How can you believe it? Suppose if I say that I gave a speech in the sun planet and 40 millions of years before, you laugh, because Swami is speaking some nonsense. 40 millions of before he spoke in Bhagavad-gītā in the sun planet. But that is not the case with Krishna, because he is the personality of Godhead. My case is different. If I say, you can disbelieve it. But when Krishna says, you cannot disbelieve. So even if you believe it or do not believe it, that position is being cleared by Arjuna. Because Arjuna knew it perfectly well, that it is quite possible by Krishna to speak such and such thing 40 millions of before, because he is the Supreme Personality of God. But for others who will hear this Bhagavad-gītā in future, for them he is making the point clear and asking Krishna, aparang bhavato janma parang janma vivasataha. My dear Krishna, you are born just, you are contemporary of me, say 80 years or 90 years before you are born, along with me, your age and my age practically the same. How it is possible that 40 millions of years before you spoke to sun God? Just see, it is very intelligent question by Arjuna, so that the point may be clear in future. People may not misunderstand Krishna. Aparang bhavato janma parang janma vivasata. Vivasata means the sun God. Oh, sun God. Oh, sun planet was created some hundreds of millions of years before, and you say that you say to sun God, how it is possible? Because you are born, not even 100 years completed. Katham etad vijanyang tamado proktaḥ. Then how I am to understand it that you spoke formally to sun God? It is, yes, it is very intelligent question. It is a very intelligent question. Now, what Krishna answers? See, Bhagavan Uvacha. Now, they particularly say that Bhagavan Uvacha, the personality of Goddess says. What does he say? Bahuni me batitani janmani tabacharjana tani aham veda sarvani nattang bhitya parantapa. Now, yes, come on. Krishna says, my dear Arjuna, yes, your question is very intelligent question, that you are asking me how it is possible that 40 millions of years before I spoke this science of Bhagavad-gītā to the sun God. Yes, but you should know it, that bahuni me patitani janmani tabacharjana. You and myself, although I am God, I take incarnation many, many times. And you are a living entity. You are also taking your birth repeatedly, so many times. So we have passed already. The difference between you and me is this, that tani ahanga veda sarvani. I remember what I did in the past long years before, but you cannot remember. That is the difference between God and man, or God and living. Our position as living entity, we are also eternal. Just like God is eternal, similarly we are also eternal. But the difficulty is that we change our body. We change our body. Vasangshu jinnani jathavyāt. Just like we change our dress, similarly we change our body. And as soon as we change our body, now we forget everything. Death means forgetfulness, that's all. Just like at night, when you sleep, you forget yourself. You forget yourself that I am the father of such and such children, I am the husband of such and such. You dream that you are in a different place. Sometimes you are on the sea, sometimes on the sky, sometimes or something. You forget yourself. You forget yourself. Again, when you wake up, you remember, I am such and such person, I have to do such and such and such. And this is going on. So, death means forgetfulness. That's all. Now, if it is a fact that I am eternal, so before getting this body, I had another body, or another father, mother, family, or society, or country, and everything. But do we remember it? And what country I was there, in what family I was there. Sometimes we get news from newspaper that a child is born, he is speaking about his previous birth. But we know. Sometimes it may be possible in extraordinary cases. But it is a fact. It is a fact that in my previous life, I had also another body. I had my father and mother and country and family. It may be I was a dog or cat or man or God. That doesn't matter. But as living entity, I am eternal. I had my another body. Similarly, we are preparing another body in this life. Just like under the preparation of my previous life, I have got this body. Karmana daivanatrena jantar deha upapattaye. We get our body according to our karma. According to our karma. If we do sattvic karma, urdham gacchanti sattvasva, those who are in the modes of goodness, they are promoted to higher status of life or higher planets like that. And madhya tishtanti rajasa, those who are in the modes of passion, they remain here in this bhulo. And adho gacchanti tamasa, and those who are engrossed with the modes of ignorance, they may be degraded from this planet to another degraded planet or another life or animal life. This is the process going on. And we forgetfulness. There is some incidences. So sometimes Brahma, he was cursed to become a hog. He became a hog. Then after, not Brahma, Indra, the king of heaven. The king of heaven, he made some offense under the feet of his spiritual master Brihaspati, and he cursed him that you are just like an hog. You take the birth of a hog. So he became a hog. Now, when the throne of the heavenly kingdom was vacant due to the absence of Indra, he has become a hog in this earth. So Brahma came that Mr. Such and such, you have now become hog for your offensive activity. Now I have come to deliver you. Please come with me. Now the hog said, oh, I cannot go with it. I cannot go it. Oh, I have got so many responsibilities. I have got my children. I have got my wife. I have got my country. I have got my society. The hog is. So even if you offer the hog to take him to the heaven, he will refuse. Oh, I have got so much. This is called forget. This is called forget. Now, the Lord Krishna comes. Now, what you are nonsense doing this material work? Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja. You come to me, I give you all protection. I don't believe you, sir. I have got more important business here. I don't believe you. This is our position. This is our position. Forgetful. A conditioned soul is forgetful. Forget. Prakyatvika, bhikkhivatmika. There are two forces of nature is acting upon us, and by which we decide something that we now, this life, I shall make spiritual advancement. Now it is decided. And next moment, the illusory mayā, illusory energy, says, what nonsense spiritual life you are going. Just enjoy this. Yeah. You have got so many enjoyment. Why you are? So prakyavatmika, bhikkhivatmika. This is going on. So forgetfulness. So that is the difference between God and man. Here, in the Bhagavad-gītā, it is clearly said that, my dear Arjuna, you also had many, many births. You are also, because you are constant companion of me, So whenever I take incarnation in any planet, so you are also with me. So when I took incarnation in the sun planet and I spoke this Bhagavad-gītā to sun God, you are also present with me. But unfortunately you have forgotten because you are a living being and I am the Supreme Lord. That is the difference between the Supreme Lord. I cannot remember. Forgetfulness is my nature. Now you cannot say, now just now it is 8 o'clock. Can you say exactly at 8 o'clock what you had been doing in the morning or yesterday, this evening? Oh, you have to remember it. Thus, why I cannot remember even what I was doing 12 hours before or 24 hours before. Oh, what I can remember of what was going on in my previous life. It is not possible. Another thing is that why Krishna can remember and why you cannot remember. What is that? Why this difference? The difference is that Krishna does not change his body. You'll find in this chapter, you'll find that Krishna says, Jada jada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata purātanaḥ sadhanam vinashaya ca duskritamana dharma samsthapanāthāya ca samavānidhi atmaya. Atmaya means he comes down as he is. He does not change his body. But we are conditioned soul, we change our body. That is the difference. And because we change our body, we forget everything. That is the difference. Tani hanga veda sarvani, Krishna says that I remember whatever has been done in my previous incarnations, millions and millions of years before. I can remember that. I know past, future, present, not only past, future, present of my activities, but past, future, present of everyone's activities. You will find Vedāṁ sarvamitam, the 10th chapter, you will find that he knows past, present, and in the Srimad Bhagavatam, you will find that the definition of the Supreme Law is given as sarvajñā. Sarvajñā means one who knows everything, past, present, future, everything. That is the qualification of the Supreme Law, sarvajñā. We are not sarvajñā. Even as the most perfect living entity, just like Brahma, Shiva, they are also not sarvajñā. The sarvajñā is only Vishnu, Krishna. Krishna is sarvajñā. That is the difference between man and God, or living entity and the Supreme Absolute Personality of God. He knows. Here it is distinct. If you have to believe Bhagavad-gītā, then distinction you have to believe, you have to tell. You cannot say that there is no difference between me and Krishna. No, there is difference. Here the difference is clearly explained. That is the difference between you and me. That you forget, you cannot remember all the incidences of your life, past, present and future, but I can remember that. Now the next question is that if he does not change his body, why he comes as incarnation? These are very difficult questions. There is many difference of opinions among the philosophers. Somebody says that Krishna assumes the material body when he comes. No, he doesn't assume the material body like us. Then he could not remember. Just here is the critical point. If he would have accepted material body like us, then he could not remember, because we have got this material body, and due to this material body and change, we cannot remember anything. Therefore, the natural conclusion is that he does not change his body. And the next verse, he says, Ajopi san abhayatma bhutanami surupi san prakriting samadhisthaya sambhavami atmaya. Now, this is called, as we generally call, God is almighty, all-powerful. Now here, this all-powerfulness is explained. The ajopi, although I have no birth, I am eternal. Similarly, the living entity, he has also no birth. This birth, which we consider as my birth, this is the birth of this body. I am also aja. Not that I was born at a certain time and I shall die at a certain time. The birth and death which we have accepted, it is due to this body. But I am not this body. That point we have already discussed, that I am not this body. So our birth and death calculation is on account of this body. Otherwise, we are as good as Krishna. As Krishna is aja, he never takes birth or never dies. There is no birth and death for Krishna. Similarly, we living entities, we have also no birth and death. We are also eternal. But why this birth and death? This birth and death is due to my this material body. So as soon as we get our original spiritual body and get out of the contamination of this material body, then we shall be as good as Krishna. That is the whole process to understand. So we have to, this Krishna consciousness means that by the process of Krishna consciousness, we shall revive our original spiritual body. And when we revive our original spiritual body, Satchidananda Vigraha, Sat Chit Ananda, that is the formation of Krishna, and that is our formation also. Sat means eternal, Chit means full knowledge, eternal full knowledge, and Ananda. Ananda means bliss. Now we can make distinction from the spiritual body and the material body is this, that as the description of the spiritual body is given, Sat Chit Ananda, eternal, full of knowledge and blissful. So just the opposite number is this material body. It is neither Sat nor Chit nor Ananda. It is not Sat. Sat means eternal. Now this body is not eternal. Antavatimi deha. And we have already discussed that this body is perishable. Whereas the person who is occupying this body is imperishable. Imperishable. So this body is perishable. Therefore it is not Sat. And it is full of ignorance. Therefore it is not Chit. And because full of ignorance and because it is temporary, therefore we have got miseries. That's why we are feeling too hot. Today the temperature is very high. Why you are feeling? Because due to this body. Matra sparshastu kaunti ashitosna sukhadukkhoda. Similarly, in the month of December, we shall feel severe cold. Why? Due to this body. And as soon as we get spiritual body, we don't feel, we are unaffected by any material action. You will find that there are many sages and saints who are almost spiritually realized so, though don't care for all this heat and cold. And still you will find, if you happen to go to Allahabad in the month of December, there is a fair. All sadhus come there. In the severe cold, of course not so cold as in your country, but still sometimes it is 40 degrees temperature. But you will find many saints, they are bare body, there is no dress, they are sitting dead of night. You see, they don't care for cold or heat, you see, because they are spiritually advanced. So as you make your progress spiritually, as you become hot, just like I have given several times the example, the iron put into the fire, it gets warmer, and becomes red hot. And as soon as it is red hot, it is no longer iron, it is fire. The iron, wherever it will touch, it will burn, because it has got the quality of fire. Similarly, even if you are in this body, material form, if you advance yourself in spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness, you will be spiritualized, your body will be spiritualized. You will be no more be affected by this material contamination. The more you make advance, you will feel it. Proktaḥ avāyaṁ dhan. It is not for future tasting, but you will understand it. Understand? So we have to make our progress in that way. Now here Krishna says that although I am aja, ajo visan evāyaṁ bhūtānām visan pratīṅsām adhisthāya sambhavāmi ātmāya. Just like Krishna's birth, Krishna's appearance and disappearance is just like the sun. It's just like the sun. Now sun in the morning, we'll see that it appears as if it is born from the eastern horizon. It is not born. The sun is always in the sky. It is the position of the earth in which we understand that sun is now rising from the eastern horizon. He is neither rising nor he is dipping into the sea. The sun is as it is in its position. But due to the changing position of this earth, we see that the sun is rising and sun is setting. Similarly, the Krishna, when he comes as incarnation, he comes just like in the same way. There is some historical calculation. When Krishna comes on this earth, it is calculated that 864 crores of years after he comes once. Just like you can see the sun rising after 12 hours, after 24 hours. The morning sun rising takes place every 24 hours. The sun setting also takes place every 24 hours. Similarly, there is also time limit that is mentioned when Krishna comes, when Krishna rises. He is rising just like sunset and sun rising is going on every moment. Now if you inquire, where is now sunset or sunrise, you can understand. In different countries, somewhere the sun is now rising. Now in America, the sun set, and in India it is rising. Right? Exactly, it is now 8, quarter past 8. And if you know by radio message what is the time in India, you will find that it is quarter past 8 in the morning, and the sun has just risen. Now here the sun set, and the sun. Similarly, if you inquire from Japan or any other country, the sun is somewhere in meridian, sometimes it is there, it's a dead of night. So this timing difference is just like going on according to the position of the world movement. Similarly, Krishna's appearance and disappearance is like that. It is not that Krishna is born and Krishna is gone. No, it is not like that. Somewhere is Krishna there. Just like the sun is somewhere. There are innumerable universes. The one universe you see, this is only one, but there are many. You will find in the Bhagavad-gītā, the ekaṁ situ jagat. Ekaṁ situ jagat. These material manifestations with innumerable universes is only one part of manifestation of the Supreme Law. Ekaṁ. These descriptions are there in the Bhagavad-gītā. So we should always remember that you are reading Bhagavad-gītā, and you should understand it as it is. We should not make any interpretation. That is the wrong thing. If there was some necessity of interpretation, we should not think that Krishna left the matter for being interpreted in later age by some scholar. Or he could have disclosed it himself. He was quite competent. No. There is no question of interpretation. We have to understand Bhagavad-gītā as it is. If we cannot understand, that is a defect in me, not in the Bhagavad-gītā. So we have to find out the defect in me. So Lord Krishna says, Ajopi san evāyaṁ bhūtānāṁ. Although I am the Lord and the Supreme Lord of everything, and although I am unborn, ajo, and evāyaṁ, no, I have no chain, still prakritim samadhisthāya, prakritim sam. Now, you should know there are two kinds of prakriti. Prakriti means nature. You find it in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā. The Lord says that He has got two, why not say, in the Vedic scripture also you find, parāsukati vividhaivasya. There are different kinds of nature of the system. Sakhā jnana balasya. So, out of many kinds of nature of the Supreme Lord, they have divided the whole thing into 3 divisions. The one is called the external nature, and the other is called internal nature. And there is another nature which is called marginal nature. The external nature, the material world, the manifestation of this material world is external nature. And this is described in the Bhagavad-gītā, as we find it in the 7th chapter, that evāyaṁ, apara means inferior or lower nature. Lower. So he has got higher nature. One may question that why the Supreme Lord is all good, why he has got higher nature and lower nature. Yes, he has got, because he says, he cannot say that there is no higher nature and lower nature. There is also higher nature. Now here, the Lord says that when I come as an incarnation, when I appear, the prakriti samadhisthāya. Sam means he is higher nature. He does not accept this material nature. He does not accept this material nature. Just the example we can give, a very tangible example. Just like in the prison house, sometimes the head of the country goes to visit, to see, to inspect how the prison life is going on, or to give them some instruction, some good lesson, that why you are rotting in prison, you become good citizen. Now, suppose the head of the state goes to the prison and to instruct the prisoners, and if the prisoners think, oh, he is also a prisoner. The head of the state who has come to instruct, he is also one of the prisoners like us. So similarly, if we think that Krishna is like us, he is also assumed the material body, and he is one of us, then it is a mistake. Then it is a mistake. That is explained in the later chapters in avajananti mama mūಢā manasintanu āsrita. Oh, because I appear just like a man, the foolish man considers me as one of them. But I am not as one of them. I am not one of them. Here it is clearly said that I appear, prakritim samadhisthāya. I appear in my own spiritual nature. I don't accept this lower nature, this material nature. So when we appear, just like we have appeared in this material world, accepting this material body. The lower nature. But when Krishna comes, he does not accept the lower nature. He comes in his original, superior or higher nature. That is the difference between Krishna and God. Here it is clearly said. Prakritim Shah. Sam means own, personal, internal nature. That's like everybody has got some personal affair and some public affair. Everybody. A man, High Court judge, he may be as a public man, he may be a different personality in the High Court bench, but at home he's a different person. He's a pretty different person. In the High Court bench, one has to address that person, my lord. But at home, his wife addressing him by his own name. Mr. Harry, why can't you do it? There is no question of my lord. But similarly, Krishna has got two nature, lower nature, higher nature. The higher nature is internal potence. That is his real life. So here, Krishna says that I come, ajopi san evāyaṁ bhūtānaḥ visurupi san. Because I need not come here. I need not come. Bhūtānaḥ visurupi san. Just like if he is the Supreme Lord, why does he come here? Yes, he does not need come there. But if he comes here, we cannot object. We cannot object. We cannot say that he cannot come here. He is free. He is Sambho. He is fully independent. If he likes, he can come. Just like the example, if the head of the state goes to a prison house, it is not that he has been forced to come there, just like other prisoners. But he comes to inspect, to see it is his liking. Similarly, Krishna comes here with a purpose. What is that purpose? He comes here to reclaim these fallen souls. We are a part and parcel. Krishna loves us more than we love him. We do not love him. But Krishna loves every living being. He says, Sarvajonishu kaunteya sambhavanti murta. Every living being, whatever form he is, that doesn't matter. I am the Bijapada Pita. I am the seed-giving father. So, the father is always affectionate to the sons. The sons may forget the father, but the father cannot forget. So Krishna comes here out of his love for us, to deliver us, to give us the right path. Sarvadharman parityajya, my dear sons, why you are rotting in this miserable world? You come to me, I give you all protection. You are the son of the Supreme, so you can enjoy life very supremely, very magnificently, without any death. Why you are rotting? That is Krishna's mercy. Ajopi san evāyaṁ bhūtānaḥ visurupi san. Don't think that Krishna comes just like we have come here, being obliged, prakritakriyamanai, forced by the laws of nature, according to karma. He does not come like that. That is the difference between Krishna and man. Thank you very much. Now, if that is in question. At that time, Krishna gave him a special elevation to see that. But that is not possible to see by every man. Perhaps you know it. So, at certain stage, one has to be elevated to understand Krishna. But these questions are common thing. Just like there is a verse in Brahma Samhita, Premāñana churita bhakti vilochanena santas sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti yang samasandaram achinta gunasarupam govindam adipurisam tamaham bhajami. Now, it is a very nice verse that Santa, those who are spiritually advanced, great sages and saints, out of their love for Krishna, they see Krishna at every moment. Every moment. Santa sadaiva. Sadaiva means always. without any interval. They always see Krishna. Santas sadaiva, and where does he see? Hridayesu, in their heart, always see Krishna is present there. Why? Why? Because he has acquired that qualification by elevation. So of course, to understand Krishna, to see Krishna, it requires the spiritual elevation of life. But that elevation is being taught in the Bhagavad-gītā, step by step. Step by step. We are in the, just in the... So one has to understand Krishna by step. This study of Bhagavad-gītā, as you make progress seriously, that is your elevation. That is your elevation. So when one is perfectly elevated, just like Arjuna, after hearing this Bhagavad-gītā, when he was perfectly elevated, he said, Karisye vachanantam. Yes, I shall fight. Vachanantam, he does not say, I shall fight. He says that I shall act according to your word. Not only fighting, whatever you will order me, I shall do it. That is the highest point of elevation. In our lowest grade of life, we want to satisfy myself or satisfy my senses. That is the lowest grade of life. Just like the animal. The animal, they have no other business except satisfaction of their senses. That is the lowest grade of life. Simply seeking after satisfying the senses. Then the highest grade of life, the same satisfied, not of his own self, senses, but the senses of the Supreme. This is the lowest stage of life and the highest stage of life. Lowest stage of life is when the living entity is engaged in satisfying the senses. That's it. And the highest grade of life is when he is engaged in the matter of satisfying the senses of the Supreme. That is it. That's it. So this elevation takes place gradually as we make advance by understanding Bhagavad-gītā and similar granthas from authorities. This elevation takes. But the lowest point of life and the highest point of life is different like this. The senses are there, the man is there, and everything is there, nothing to be changed. And the bhakti marga is like that. And the Narad Pancharatra you find, tatparatena nirmalam. Tatparatena nirmalam. When one's sense becomes purified, sarvapadhi vinimikta tatparatena nirmalam. Now at the present moment, I am covered by, I am embarrassed by so many designations. My senses are engaged in performing or satisfying my designational position. I am American, I am Indian, I am Hindu, I am Muslim, I am the father of such and such, I am the husband of such. So my position is now embarrassed with so many designations. So my senses are engaged in satisfying or fulfilling the obligation of this embarrassment. Then when these senses are purified by Krishna consciousness, then like Arjuna, we shall say, yes, Karisye vachanantam. Now I am prepared to satisfy your senses. I am not going to satisfy anymore my senses. That is the difference between spiritual promotion to the highest state and the lowest grade of time. And this we will find in the Bhagavad-gītā very nicely, how is improving